and it is one of the important method they use for determining the quality of the steam which is supplied to the turbine. So first what we do is we'll have one look once again. We'll discuss for 2 minutes what is this actually meaning. So this is called as some combined separating throttling calorimeter. So this part from here to here, this part it is a separating calorimeter. That is what we have written here. And the second part of this experimental work, this part, it is a throttling calorimeter. So up to here, the left side is one part separating calorimeter. On the right side is throttling calorimeter. In between these two, we have connected with one small pipe. Okay, this is device called as throttling device. Keep in mind, the major important point you need to remember here is throttling device, throttling part. Okay, now this device, this experimental setup, which is used for determining dryness fraction of steam. So let us consider X is the dryness fraction of the steam. This steam we are supplying from the boiler to the main pipe. So when you supplied it to this separating calorimeter, so this steam contains moisture. It is a mixture of gas, that is G, mass of gas, and it is a mixture of water, that is called as moisture. So in the separating calorimeter, the water get separated from the steam and the water will be collected here. That we will take it as we will call taken out from through some valve, some pipe, etc. So that I will mass of water, and the remaining, as I told you, here is the mass of gas. And it is a mixture of mass of gas and mass of water. I said it is moisture you call. So here in this moisture, we have separated fluid, that is water content we have removed. The only left is mass of gas. That mass of gas will go towards this side, mg. Understood? Don't assume that mass of gas is nothing but it is only sometime kg. Mg steam will go towards the throttling calorimeter in this part. So here in the separating calorimeter, it separates only fluid and the steam. And to the next throttling calorimeter, only the pure gas is going. So here, the throttling calorimeter, their throttling process takes place. Throttling process means enthalpy remains constant. Keep in mind, enthalpy remains constant. So during enthalpy, for example, here is H1 and the outside what we are getting H2. So H1 is equal to H2, that is called as throttling process. So in the throttling calorimeter, so whatever the dryness moisture content will be there, all the moisture content will be removed. So using separating calorimeter, I will calculate X1. Using throttling calorimeter, we will call it as X2. So once you calculate X1 and X2, we will multiply, then you will get total dryness fraction of the steam. Now we'll write one formula. To write this formula, dear students, please look at the screen. It is important. Now I said in the previous class also, the separating calorimeter is maintained at one pressure P1. Let me take one different color chalk, please, so that you'll understand better. Okay, this entire from this part to entire separating calorimeter is at one pressure, that is P1. And the throttling calorimeter is one more pressure, that is P2. That P2 will be measured using this manometer, or else here pressure gauge is attached. So now what we need to do is, here we need to write two expressions, because H1 is equal to H2, right? We have to write the formula for H1, that is energy balance equation for H1, and as well as for H2. First I will try to write H1. H1 doesn't mean that it is at point number 1. Keep in mind enthalpy at inlet to the throttling calorimeter here at this point. H2 is nothing but enthalpy at outlet after throttling device. Okay, before throttling device and after throttling device. That is the meaning. Now I will write for H1. What is the formula? And dear students, now here this part, it is a enthalpy of fluid or enthalpy of mixture of fluid and gas, or it is pure enthalpy of gas. Here it is a fluid, so I will write first HF because it is water. Completely it is water, no mixture of gas and water. Understood? It is purely water, so I will write HF. At what point? At P1 pressure. So I will take HF1 plus. Now some gases, after separating water and steam, the steam is going to the next level here. Whether gas is going or mixture is going to the next level. Here it is a mixture, it is going. Understood? So I will write it HFG. HFG at what pressure? First pressure, because it is all entire at a P1 pressure. Multiply by, and I told you in the classroom, whenever you have written FG, it may be SFG, it may be VFG, it may be HFG, any value when you are writing FG, always you have to multiply with dryness fraction. Now I will multiply the dryness fraction with this that is X2. Now you can ask a question, sir, why you have multiplied X2? Why not X1? Because it is at point number 1. And dear students, why it is X2 is, here X is the value, it is coming inside the separating calorimeter, X value. And X1 has got separated here. Water has got separated. So only remains is X2. That X2 is going along with this gas. So that is the reason X2 here is equal to, and here it is purely gas. There is no moisture content here. So that is Hg2. Why it is 2? Because it is at pressure 2. This part is pressure 1 plus. And dear students, one more point you need to remember to write this equation is, in industry, when you are conducting experimental work in the laboratory or wherever, and this steam will be always superheated steam. Superheated steam means the temperature of the steam is above the boiling point or saturation point. Okay, so for that reason, we have to multiply with Cp delta T. What is that Cp delta T? We know the equation, no? Q is equal to m Cp delta T. So to make it superheated, whatever the heat you have supplied, extra heat, that is you have to add it here. Cp delta T. So HF1, I will write once again, HF1 plus X2 HFG1 is equal to Hg2 plus Cp. Now the question is, what is Cp? Cp is specific heat of that steam, and this will be given in the numerical. If it's not given, remember the value 2.1. It is a standard value. So almost all numericals it will be given. Otherwise, you remember 2.1 into. Now the difference in temperature. Difference in temperature is superheated temperature minus the given temperature. Superheated minus saturation temperature. So here you will get the value of X2. X2 will get here. Okay, now the question is how to calculate X1, because X is equal to X1 and X2. Using this formula, we can calculate X2. Okay, fine. But how to calculate X1? X1 is cannot measure directly. It will not give the value. But we know the formula. One form. What is dryness fraction? Dryness fraction is defined as a ratio of mass of gas divided by mass of gas plus mass of water. Where is the mass of gas now? This mass of gas is collected here in the throttling calorimeter, the steam outlet. Here, steam is nothing but gas. We are collecting the steam which is coming outside the throttling calorimeter. We will measure the mass, we will get the mass of gas. and mass of gas in the numerator, same value will be written here, denominator, plus mass of water. Where you will get mass of water? Using separating calorimeter. In the separating calorimeter, water formation takes place. This water will measure some value mf. That value will substitute here. So using this formula, I will get x1. Using this formula, I will get x2. Here x2. I will multiply these two. I will get the total dryness fraction, that is x. Understood? This is how we are the working of the separating calorimeter, and we need to write the formula for x1 and x2. Once again, I will write the this formula. How to calculate? Please remember. First point, what you need to remember is the entire experimental work will be divided into two parts. One is separating calorimeter. Second part is throttling calorimeter. Separating calorimeter. Let me remove all this so that it will be easy for you to understand. I will erase all these things. Give me only 2 minutes of time. I will write once again. Okay. So entire this experimental work, that is combined separating throttling calorimeter, consists of two parts. Just only for understanding, I'm telling you. If you read book, you will understand better. Okay. We will divide into two parts. First part is separating calorimeter. This is first part. Here it is first part. Second part is throttling calorimeter. That is the first point. Second point, what it is, separating calorimeter will be maintained at pressure P1. P1 is the pressure of the separating calorimeter. P2 is the pressure of the throttling calorimeter. Why I'm telling all these things is because you need to take these values HF1, HFG1, HG2. At what pressure will you take? So these values will take at pressure P1, and this value HG2 will be taken at pressure P2. Understood? That is the reason we need to take the value of P1 and P2. The third point is the entire experimental work is used for determining dryness fraction of the steam. How to determine dryness fraction of the steam? That is x is equal to x1 minus x1 into x2. So here there are two x terms, x1 and x2. X1 is the dryness fraction measured by the first part, separating calorimeter. X2 is the dryness fraction measured by the second part, that is throttling calorimeter. Once you got the two values, we multiply with each other, then you will get total dryness fraction. That is third point. Fourth point now, and we need to explain working principle. That is what we discussed in the previous classes. And one point you need to remember is between these two, there will be one throttling device. There will be a throttling device. Here expansion takes place, and that expansion is H1 is equal to H2. That is enthalpy before throttling is equal to enthalpy after throttling process. That is one point you need to remember, because this formula is based on that equation. Now fifth point is how to write this formula. Okay, and I told you the separating calorimeter is maintained at pressure P1, not maintained exactly. All the values in the separating calorimeter will be taken at pressure P1. Now, okay, here in the separating calorimeter, as you can see, here it is water. Enthalpy water will be represented with HF. HFG is, it is mixture of gas and water. HG is completely gas. Keep in mind. So I have written HF. Now I need to write the point 1 or 2. I have to write point 1 because this is the first part. I will write HF1. That I have written here, HF1. Now in the steam, in the main steam, that is X is coming here from the main pipe. You have removed water content from this steam. Moisture, all moisture you have removed. So once the moisture is removed, that moisture is nothing but water. Keep in mind, you have F. or mass of water. All moisture we have removed. So once the moisture is removed, only you will get steam, gas. That gas is going to the next part through this throttling device. So at this point, it is purely gas, or it is a mixture of fuel and gas. But okay, you can ask the question that, sir, once water is removed, it is purely gas. But in the real case, always again it is a mixture of gas and water. It is not pure gas. Here you will get the pure next part. So the steam which is entering into the throttling calorimeter is also a mixture of fluid and gas. It is a moisture content. Some percentage of moisture will be there, maybe 5% moisture, maybe 3% moisture. Understood? Maybe 10% moisture. It doesn't mean that it is purely air. So it is also FG, mixture of water and gas at this point. So I will write HFG. At what pressure you will take this value? P1. Now X2 you have to multiply with this point. X2 is equal to. So once you supply this moisture mixture to the throttling calorimeter, and here that all steam will be coming outside here, steam out. So here you will get pure gas, that is Hg. It is not a mixture of any. Okay, now all of you read the statement. A separating throttling calorimeter. So it is combined. As the name indicates, separating throttling calorimeter was used to determine the dryness fraction of steam. Dryness fraction of the steam will be represented with X. And it is combined. So how many dryness fractions you need to find out? X1 and X2. X1 used for separating, X2 is for throttling calorimeter. Multiply these two, will give the total dryness fraction. Through steam at 9 bar. So this pressure he has given 9 bar. So 9 bar pressure steam enters into separating throttling calorimeter first, then throttling calorimeter. Okay, because it is a combined. The pressure and temperature after throttling was 1 bar and 115 degrees Celsius. After throttling means first part or second part? The second part. So this region, throttling calorimeter, the pressure P2 is 1 bar. I told you, he will give two pressures. One is P1 pressure, that is for separating calorimeter. One more P2 pressure, that is for throttling calorimeter. That is P2 has given 1 bar, and temperature at point 2 is 115 degree Celsius. Next, the mass of steam condensed after throttling was 1.8 kg. Mass of steam condensed. Where the steam is getting condensed? In the separating calorimeter or in the throttling calorimeter? In the separating calorimeter, the mass of the steam is condensed. Here, the mass of water you can see. Some water formation is there. Water is collected in the tank. So here it is 1.8 mass of water, 1.8 kg. That value is given. And mass of water collected in the, okay, here it is given, clearly as given. This is mass of steam. 1.8 kg is this one, mass of gas, 1.8 kg. But clearly has given one more line. Next line, what he has given? Mass of water collected in the separating calorimeter. In that case, 0.16. So here this value is 0.16. Okay. Next, determine the dryness fraction of the steam flowing through the steam main. Main is main pipe. This is the main pipe. It is from here. It is main pipe. Here the steam is flowing at a pressure of 9 bar. This is P1. So at this pressure, for this steam, you have to calculate the value of X. So now what is the formula? X is equal to X1, X2. Okay. So first you calculate how to find X1. X1 is very easy. How do you calculate the value of X1? X1 is equal to mass of gas divided by mass of gas plus mass of water. How much is the mass of gas? He has given 1.8 divided by mass of gas is again 1.8. Mass of water 0.16. Tell me the value. Anybody please unmute and tell me the value of this. Amit, could you tell me? Anyone, please tell me the value. Mm.
0.918.
Okay, what is your good name?
Yashwant.
Yashwant. Okay, good. 0.918. 918. So I hope all students have got this value. 0.918 is the right answer. Next line. Now challenge is to find the value of X2. Okay. So now to find the value of X2, we have to write that formula. Once again, I will tell you how to write that formula. I will write the formula here. That formula we will write once again and calculate X2. So first, to write the formula, we have to write energy balance equation. That is enthalpy at inlet, enthalpy at outlet, or enthalpy before throttling, enthalpy after throttling. Enthalpy in the first part is equal to enthalpy in the second part. That is what meaning. So in the first part, we have two types of steam. One is, here it is HF. HF I will write. Why I am writing HF? Because it is pure water. It is not mixture. Understood? Water is nothing but F, enthalpy of F. At what pressure? P1 pressure. First part, so P1 plus. So in this pipe, it is the gas and water, both it is entering. Mixture. So mixture is nothing but, what should I write? HFG. At what pressure? First pressure. And already you have collected mass of water here. So only left is steam. So I will write second dryness fraction X2 is equal to, and here it is not a mixture. Mixture is entering into the throttling device. This throttling device converts mixture into pure gas. Pure gas it is. So that is the reason I will not write HF, HFG, but I will write HG. Now the question is at 0.1 or 0.2. This entire part is 0.2, HG2. Now plus you have to add extra heat supplied to make it superheated. That is Cp, T superheated minus T saturated. Now using this equation, we have to calculate X2. So now how to calculate HF1? And dear students, in the steam table, thermodynamic data handbook, HF1 you will get at what pressure will you take? You take at pressure 9 bar because P1 is 9 bar. So go to steam table, 9 bar pressure and note down the value of HF1. If you have a steam table, you open the steam table. So I will have one more. I will share you the screen. So I hope all of you see the screen. Here just I brought one sample of thermodynamic data handbook, soft copy. So go to pressure table, go to 9 bar. If you have already the thermodynamic data handbook with you, please tell me the value of HF at 9 bar. 9 bar means how many kilopascal? How many kilopascal? 9 bar means. So here 700 HF1. I will get it as HF1. Yeah, here. Let's go to this point. Yes. So here almost this is 9 bar. It is equal to 9 bar. Now how much is the value of HF? 745.116. Okay, I will write that value. And it is in terms of kilopascal is there. He has given in terms of kilopascal. So we have to convert into bar. Okay. Or bar is given, we convert into kilopascal and substitute here. So HF1 is, I will write directly 741.9 kilojoule per kg. So don't worry, we'll be solving one more numerical on this. So it is the first numerical, we may face a little bit difficult. Don't worry, but try to understand. Now similarly, you write HFG1. If you have a thermodynamic data handbook in your hand, please go to pressure table, go to 9 bar and tell me the value of HFG1. Please anybody help me. At pressure P1 9 bar, HFG1. How much is the value? Please. Aditya, do you have thermodynamic data handbook with you?
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Yeah. Other students try to tell me the value of P2 is equal. P2 is how much he has given in the numerical? P2 is 1 bar. At 1 bar, you tell me HG2 because I need this value. This is at pressure P2. At P2 1 bar, tell me the value of Hg2. And Cp value is 2.1 into 10 to the power of 3. Superheated temperature is how much he has given in the numerical? He has given 115. And dear students, try to understand each and every term. You cannot write like the board, but I am trying to write all the points. 115 degrees Celsius is a superheated. And now the question is saturated. At this pressure, note down saturation temperature also. 1 bar pressure, will get the saturation temperature also.
Sir, we can't see the screen, sir.
You cannot see the screen?
Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Still it is.
Saturated temperature 99.63 degrees
No,
Celsius.
not see the screen?
Sir, it was in our data, but yes, sir, it's
Maybe internet.
it's
Okay, yeah, okay. So these two values you will get from P1 pressure, keep in mind. And these three values will get from P2 bar pressure. So yeah, someone has told something value. You tell me which one? HFG1 is how much?
2029.5.
2029.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Kg, that's it. Very good.
Yes.
Similarly, Hg2 at 1 bar.
2675.4.
75.4. At same 1 bar pressure, tell me saturation point.
99.63 degrees Celsius.
99.63. Very good. Now, very good. So now you would substitute all the values in the above equation number 1 and tell me only unknown is x2. In the equation number 1, make it fast. So from equation number 1, so hope all of you see the screen now. From equation
Yes, sir.
1, this equation HF1 is 741.9, and keep in mind, dear students, it is in kilojoule. So convert kilojoule to joule, or else ensure that all units are in kilojoule. No issues there. Okay, 741.9 plus, I am maintaining all units are in kilo, no issues. X2 is unknown, I will write as it is. HFG 2029.5 is equal to Hg2 2675, Cp 2.1. I will not multiply with 10 power of 3 because if you multiply 10 power of 3, this will become joule. But I am maintaining all units are in kilo. So let me take in kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Superheated temperature is 115. It is given in the numerical. But saturation temperature is 99.6, he told. How to get saturation temperature? This value will take from data handbook at pressure 1 bar. Not always at 1 bar, means at P2 pressure, you take the value of saturation temperature, that is 99.6. So now you get X2. How much is the value of X2? And keep in mind, always
0.968.
it should be less than 1. Okay,
968.
0.968.
Okay.
Yeah, this is X2 value. But we need the total final dryness fraction X is equal to X1 into X2. X1 is how much you got? 0.918 into X2 is 0.968. To multiply these two, you will get the final dryness fraction, accurate dryness fraction of that steam.
.88.
0.0